This is the universal consciousness, the all that is. The divine mind. The I am, which speaks in you and through you. You are not alone. Feel the divine presence in the stillness of your own being. And this is your tranquility. And this is your insight. Today, we will expand the vision for humanity. You are in a transition in time, in physicality, in brain functions, in heart sensitivity. This era you have now entered for 26,500 years is the era of compassion, the era of awakening, the era of transformation. Lifting yourself out of the old paradigms. In how you look at life, how you think about experiences, how you experience hardship and suffering. See above all else the goodness in people. See above all else the attitudes that are shifting from self alone to service toward others. This is who you really are. This is your identity. This is your purpose. This is why you are here. Let not sadness be the rule of your days. Instead, focus on lifting yourself up into the higher heart consciousness, goodwill toward all. You are today here in this world because you could see before you were born the great destiny of humanity and the purpose you could play in healing hostilities, finding harmony, creating awareness among more people, lifting up others into their vision of hope, helping others to find the balance in their being, in their mind, in their body, in their emotions, helping others to see how goodness must prevail above all else, how honesty and truthfulness must be the guiding light in daily life, in social circles, in social awareness, in political worlds, in political ambitions. For without truthfulness, honesty, and generosity of spirit, all falters. The only attitudes that bring you into calm certainty, calm understanding, balance in yourself, in your attitudes, in your caring, in your visions, in your work, in how you live every day, is goodwill toward others. Life is not designed for who has the most power. That is an illness in attitude. Life is not designed for who can bend the will of others to their own gratification. That is an illness of that spirit and that mind. Life is not designed to dominate others through willfulness or fear or pervasion of lies. That is not the divine plan. That is not living in goodwill. The only way you as a person and a nation and a culture can be in harmony in this world is to live above the fray of selfishness, cruelty, ignorance, dishonesty, and lies. The only way you as a person, a nation, a culture can be in harmony as intended by the divine consciousness that gave life to all thereafter, is to choose service to others, is to choose helpfulness to others, and let that be the primary directive by which you live, by which you exist. For without that as your primary directive, as a people, as a person, you are living in your shadow. You are not living in the light of divine understanding. For the goodness is what brings true understanding. The goodness in you through your words and your actions, through your choices, through your honesty, is what lifts you up out of the fray of dishonesty, hurtfulness, and cruelty. The only way you can serve the people, the only way you can help the magnitude of goodwill toward all, is to see what is true, to speak what is true, and in that you serve the higher divine will. If you do not, then you are not in your own best nature. If you do not serve the highest good of all peoples, of all races, of all nations, of all cultures, no matter their color or their religion or their faith, no matter the race of their origin, no matter their appearance, if you do not do this, you are living in your own shadow self and not in the light you were born to be. You were born in divine goodness. You were born in the divine self. Let that be the only way you live. Let that be all that guides you and rules your every word, your every choice, your heart actions. Live not for power is fleeting. The real power is goodwill toward all. I am that I am. The consciousness that gave life to all that came after. This is the divine will, the divine mind, through which all else came to be. I gave life to share the goodness, the consciousness of goodwill, not that which falters and mires in self-pity, in fear. Because when you live for the sake of others, no matter what the cost in dollars or in hardship to yourself, when you allow yourself to be a true leader, you stand above the fray. You do not allow others to intimidate you, to bully you. You stand above the fray because that is what goodness is. That is what strength is. Strength is a heart that knows itself and does not falter through the bulliness of others, through the fear of loss, which is an illusion. Because when you live by truth and you know what is true, and you speak truth and you know what is true, when you live by what is real and what is true, that is when your light illuminates you, your life, and you are seen as a hero, a heroine. That is when the fear falls away. That is when goodness prevails and your own life illuminates, your own heart heals. There is no more shadow. There is no more darkness. My dear friend, why do you stand back, afraid to be who you are? Do not live in fear. Do not live in the shadow of others who live in fear. If you truly want peace in your own heart, stand away from the darkness. Stand away from those who would bully or intimidate you. Do not buy into this dark lie. There is no truth in domination of others. That is not the way of goodness in this world, or in any dimension, or in any world. Truth is goodwill toward all, and there is nothing else. And those who do not live by this fall into their own disrepair. Those who do not live by this fall away into their own shadow self and do not experience peace in the heart and mind. But when you do live by this, when you care for nothing else but the goodwill of all, at all cost, including dollars, when you do what is right for the whole, then that is when your own heart and mind are content, at peace, and filled with an effervescent joy that nothing else can bring into your life. It matters not what the outside world brings upon you. What matters is that you feel the touch of goodwill and goodness and charity in your own nature. And when you do this, it is all that matters, because you feel a holiness pervade you. And that, dear friend, is what we are all made of. I, the first consciousness, the only consciousness that gave creation to all that came after, that gave life to the firstborn, to the first angel. I am only made of light, dear one. I, the consciousness that came before all else. I want only for you to be happy, to be confident, to trust yourself and your friends and your neighbors. For dearest, I know, I see, I feel, this is what brings you serenity. And this is the life you are born into in your first breath in this lifetime. For this is the life you came from as the soul who was before this lifetime in the physical. You know what is true. Have the courage to live it, no matter what the cost. Because in this is your own serenity. And in this, you are one with the divine consciousness, the divine love. For, dear one, we are love.